Welcome to the Rundown. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, the 11th of January. And coming to a black market near you, that's right, it's COVID-19. Vaccines reports that the rich and well-connected are jumping in line to get the vaccine. And in some political news, Nancy Pelosi is moving forward with impeachment if Pence does not act to remove the president. Democrats will immediately move to force the president from office for his role in inciting violence at the Capitol. And also in Capitol news, Representative Maxine and others raising questions about how easy the mob broke into the Capitol as Congress plans investigations into the police response. She's reclaiming her time. And Ashli Babbitt, the woman killed in the Capitol riot, was devoted conspiracy theorist. Babbitt, the woman who was shot by police on Wednesday, saw storming the Capitol as a pivotal moment for the country. And a rifle-toting militia men railed against Mitch McConnell in Kentucky while hailing the D.C. rioters. Protesters at the Kentucky Capitol demanded the Democratic presidential election be overturned. And in a news update, no charges for the Colorado officers who held black children at gunpoint. And a hateful tweet about Stacey Abrams cost the university football coach his job. The University of Tennessee at Chattanooga said that it had parted ways with Chris Malone, an offensive line coach, over a now deleted social media post. And is Boston ready for the first black Bostonian woman to serve as the city's mayor? Let's get to the news. The COVID-19 vaccine could wind up on the black market, experts are warning. The rollout by the Trump administration has led to groundwork for a scenario in which the rich and politically connected use their money and power to cut in line to get the vaccine before everyone else. New York City Governor Andrew Cuomo has already threatened to impose a fine up to $100 and revoke the licenses of doctors and nurses and others who don't follow the state and federal vaccination distribution guidelines, which currently place a priority on frontline healthcare workers and nurses, home residents. The reports in Miami of the big hospital donors getting the first crack at the vaccine, and in New York of tycoons flying their friends down to Florida to get the vaccinated dose. The vaccine is likely to have a high street value, making government supplies an attractive target for thieves. President-elect Joe Biden has joined the chorus of critics lambasting President Donald Trump's Operation Warp Speed for failing to meet the goals of rolling out more than 20 million vaccines by the end of 2020. He's pledged to move heaven and earth to accelerate the pace of the distribution. Biden has also pledged to invoke the Defense Production Act, which allows a president to compel private companies to prioritize the manufacture of certain items for national security. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has issued Vice President Mike Pence an ultimatum Sunday night, invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Donald Trump in the coming days, or Democrats will proceed this week with impeaching the president for an unprecedented second time. The heat is on as Donald Trump's days are winding down with less than 2 weeks in office. Pelosi made a clear letter to her members that if Pence refuses to act, the Democrats will immediately move to force Trump from office for his role in inciting violent riots at the Capitol on Wednesday, which have been linked to at least 5 deaths, including a police officer's death. Pence, however, has been unwilling to do either, but has not said that he will not remove President Donald Trump from office. Today, multiple House Democrats plan to introduce impeachment resolutions that would become the basis of any impeachment articles considered by the House later this week. Currently, 211 voting members plus 3 non-voting members support the legislation that they are hoping to reach 217 voting members by Monday morning. So hopefully they would have it. Enough of the House to impeach Trump, one Democratic source familiar with the story told Politico. A small number of Democrats have opted not to co-sign the bill, but privately say that they will vote to support the resolution on the floor. The impeachment efforts of the House is likely to be a bipartisan, with Democrats expecting at least one GOP lawmaker to sign. A handful of other House Republicans are seriously weighing it, according to several sources, though those lawmakers are waiting to see how Democrats proceed, and some are concerned about dividing the country even further. So do you think President Donald Trump went against his oath of office in inciting this riot? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Moving right along. Auntie Maxine, otherwise known as Congresswoman Maxine Waters, is at it again, voicing her concerns about how exactly a violent mob was able to enter the hollow halls of America's democracy so easily. In an interview on Sirius XM with Joe Mason's show, Auntie Maxine explained that she had spoken to the U.S. Capitol chief ahead of Congress scheduled electoral college vote certification on January 6. She said, and I quote, "I felt that I was not totally satisfied, but he was the police chief, assuring me constantly that they were on top of it, that they were in control, that they knew what they were doing," says Walters. But it turns out that he had nothing under control and nothing under control at all. And they were overrun. The capital of the United States of America, one of the most supposedly secure buildings in the country, were breached. House Majority Whip James Clyburn also flagged that the rioters were able to go directly to where he usually works in the Capitol, though that location would be hard to find without prior knowledge. The U.S. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, for the moment, is calling for a thorough investigation into the shocking failure of the Capitol's security posture following Wednesday's attack. According to a government executive report, leaders of both parties have since announced 2 separate congressional probes into the response of the white supremacist riot. The U.S. Capitol Police, which have a budget of more than $460 million in 2020, are also conducting a review of its security plans and procedures related to the events of January 6th. In late December, the incoming Vice President Kamala Harris tweeted about her plans for the first 100 days of the Biden administration. She promised to ensure Americans mask up, distributing 100 million shots, and get students safely back to school. Among the thousands of responses was an angry tweet from 35-year-old Air Force veteran in San Diego. "No, the fuck you will not," Ashli Babbitt replied to Harris. "No mask, no you, no Biden, no kid raper, no vaccine. Sit your fraudulent ass down. We people, bitch." Babbitt wasn't just tweeting, she had planned to fly to D.C. the very next week to take part in a major public demonstration demanding that Donald Trump, not Joe Biden, be sworn in as president. Babbitt's tweets showed a woman deeply engaged for months with a conspiracy theory that painted Democratic lawmakers as evil pedophiles, and then persuaded and influenced by Trump and his allies of lies about election fraud. For weeks, she joined the mob in Washington. Babbitt had been retweeting false claims from Trump himself, as well as pro-Trump lawyer Lynn Wood, Cindy Powell, alleging massive voter fraud and asserting that Trump had won the 2020 election. If Wednesday's riot at the Capitol, the national Capitol at that, wasn't enough, dozens of heavy-armed, self-described militia members dressed in camouflage descended on Kentucky's State House on Saturday to loudly bash Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky and praise Donald Trump, supporting rioters who stormed the nation's capital. The men, toting rifles and zip ties, also railed against socialism, communism, and Kentucky's Democratic governor. At one point, they even took a knee to honor Air Force veteran Ashli Babbitt, who was fatally shot inside of the Capitol on Wednesday as she was climbing through a window at the Speaker's lobby after a mob of Trump supporters had stormed the building. Get a look at that. They can take a knee for their own, but we can't take a knee for police brutality. Interesting. On August 2nd, officers Darian Dasco and Mason Moen misidentified Brittany Gillum's SUV's license plate as one that matched of a stolen out-of-state motorcycle. The Denver Post explained a license plate reader installed in the Aurora's intersection had alerted police to the car, a blue SUV, because it had the same plate numbers as a stolen motorcycle. The error had turned what had been a fun girls' trip to the nail salon into a traumatic, terrifying experience. Putting into a parking lot, the officers pulled out their guns and ordered Gillum and her 6-year-old daughter, as well as a woman's 12-year-old sister and 14-year-old and 17-year-old nieces out of the car. The incident was captured on video and shared on social media. It was one of the most severe racial charged police encounters that sparked protests across the country over the summer. In the video, the 6-year-old is seen sitting on the ground of the parking lot, crying, wailing as Gillum and other girls were forced to lay down, face down on the pavement with their hands behind their backs. The Aurora Police Department officers who had held the woman and 4 black children ranging from the ages of 6 to 17 at gunpoint after wrongfully suspecting that they were in a stolen car will face no charges. The decision puts an end to months of review by the District Attorney's Office of the 18th Judicial District, which called the incident disturbing, but ultimately ruled that the officers hadn't acted unlawfully during the traffic stop. And be sure to join Jay Wilson, Rebel Sun, The Official Campaign, Conscious TV, and Captivating Christian this and every Thursday at 6:45 Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time for the Gentleman's Panel, where we are not afraid to go there and discuss an array of topics. See you there. Hey, this is Captivating Christian here to remind you to tune in to Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. An assistant coach at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga lost his job after smearing Stacey Abrams and the state of Georgia in a tweet that predicated unsubstantiated claims of election fraud, the university's officials said on Thursday. The coach, Chris Malone, was in his second season as an assistant coach. An assistant football coach at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, has lost his job after smearing Stacey Abrams and the state of Georgia in a tweet that predicated unsubstantiated claims of election fraud, the university said on Thursday. Chris Malone was in his second season as an assistant and offensive line coach for the Mocs, according to his biography that was removed from the university's athletic website. Malone made a disparaging comment about Miss Abrams, and former gubernatorial candidate and one-time Democratic House leader in Georgia, on Tuesday night after the runoff election for the U.S. Senate in Georgia. Races won by Democrats that will give them control of the Senate. Congratulations to the state of Georgia and Fat Albert at Stacey Abrams, because you have truly shown America that true works of cheating in an election. Again, Mr. Malone wrote, "Enjoy the buffet, big girl, you've earned it. Hope the money was good. Still not governor." Mr. Malone later deleted the post, but not before other people took screenshots of it and widely spread it on social media. That tweet was hateful, hurtful, and untrue. The University of Tennessee Chattanooga does not tolerate and unequivocally condemns discrimination and hatred in all forms, the university spokesperson said. efforts to reach Mr. Malone was not immediately successful. His Twitter account had been deactivated. No phone number was listed for his address in Chattanooga. Ms. Abrams has been credited by helping President-elect Joseph R. Biden to carry the state in November and the victories of the two Democratic senatorial candidates this week. She fought efforts to suppress participation by black voters across the country. Mayor Marty Walsh has been nominated for the Labor Secretary by President-elect Joe Biden, brings a new milestone in leadership to the city of Boston. The Boston City Charter specifies that the city council president steps in as active mayor should the role become vacant. This means that Kim Janey should soon take the reins, becoming the first black Bostonian and woman to serve as the city's mayor. It's an upcoming charter in the city's history that follows women of color winning office in record numbers in recent years. The historic 12th Baptist Church in Roxbury, once attended by Martin Luther King Jr., is recognizing what this means for the city moving forward. Janie and her family are proud attendees of the 12th Baptist Church, where they even have Janie's room named after them inside the congregation. Kim Janey has been an advocate for education equality and has been fighting on the front lines for affordable housing. Should Mayor Walsh be confirmed by the Senate, I am ready to take the reins and lead our city through these difficult times. I look forward to working with Walsh's administration and my colleagues on the council to ensure a smooth transition as we address the unprecedented challenges facing our city. Janey would serve as mayor until the regular election in November. Two other women of color and council members are already announced that they'll be running. Once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification button so you will never miss another news update. Have a great day. Peace.